Hello, folks! Today, we are going to be playing a weird word game. I like the idea of trying to keep some wordy games in on our Tuesday stream, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit. We've been doing crosswords for a while, and while I love crosswords, I thought it'd be fun to try something a bit different again, and this one jumped out at me a little while ago. I haven't played it before, so I don't really know what we're getting into, but my understanding is that this game is kind of like a roguelike Boggle, except it gets weird. So we will find out just how weird it actually is. I have a couple of things that I'm curious how they work as we get into this outside of the game. One of them is that I was doing some testing earlier today, and I think I've solved the problem with the microphone being really crackly inconsistently, but it's hard for me to know because it doesn't happen all the time. So hopefully people can let me know as we go today if the sound is bad, because if it's good, fantastic, we've solved the problem, don't have to worry about it. But if not, then I'll have to keep working on it. That's the main one, but there's a couple of little bits and pieces. We'll see how they go as we go. So, let's try our first run of cursed words and see what this does to us.
Hey, I'm Michael. I'll be your expedition guide. You look like a clever sort. I'll bet you know a word or two. Maybe you could help me out. I'm making a dictionary because I love words and I want to know them all. Here's how you can help. I'm gonna explain this real quick. First things first, this is your grid. You can write words on it by drawing lines through tiles. Different letters are worth different amounts of points. Add the points up and that's your word score.
Classic Boggle Scrabble tile rules.
This is your target. You want to use your word score to reduce this number to 0. You have 5 grids to get it done. That's up to 5 different words. Okay, let's see you in action, wordsmith.
Hey, Paintball, how you doing? So, the problem is, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they do have to be at least orthogonally or diagonally adjacent. So we can't do like, there's no other T, but if there was a T over here, we couldn't do extortion because the T doesn't connect to the other letters. So we're gonna need to find something that we can do that will connect to the things around it. We can do, what do we do? We got mounted. That's not bad. We could do. No, I can't get back to that. I was thinking like movement. We could probably do. No, because this locks us in on the M. Trying to do like monument because there's the ENT over here. What else can we try? We could. The real problem is that the R is over here. If we could exterior X. But there's not another way to connect those letters. We can't quite do thunder or anything that because the N is too far over. Is there something that's more fun here than what we've already seen? Mounted's not bad. Huh. We've got rees. Those are good starting ones. Yeah, fun itself on the right isn't bad either. The problem with fun is I don't see a whole lot more we can do with it. There's not like a funeral. There's not like... The D is over here, so we can't do fundamental. We can't do anything any more advanced that way. There's fount, which is good on its own, but we can't add more letters to it very easily. It's too bad the D's not down here, because we could have done thunder. But that's not gonna work. if I was really hoping we could use the X in a fun way, but I don't see a super easy way to do it, because there's not another T around. We could do text or something like that if there was another one. We could do detox. Detox is probably the most points I can see right now. There's a UN combination over here, but I don't see if we could make that better than this. Let's just take detox and see what it gives us. We get $10 for clearing the challenge and $8, 2 for each grid we didn't use. What does that mean for our long term?
Pissed. Hey, kid! Come with me. I want to show you something. Listen, Michael's a bit of a stickler for rules, so don't tell him about this place. Before I tell you anything else, though, we have to get you inducted. Let me see. I should have a spare pin here somewhere.
Carp streamers. Start of grid scatters 1 red tile and 1 blue tile. Join the secret syntactic society. Okay.
Congratulations! You're now a member of the secret syntactic society. This is my shop. Here you can buy stickers, stamps, and tiles. Stickers help you to get stronger and score more points. You can upgrade them to make them even better. Stamps change the way you play the game. They can't be upgraded, but they're pretty powerful. Your items will always activate left to right. Stickers, then stamps. Move them around to change the order. Any tiles you bought can be used by dragging them over the grid. They transform the tile underneath and get consumed. These items combine to get pretty crazy. See what you can cook up. Oh, who am I? My name is 56. E Knight A56. But you can call me E. Well, go on ahead and check out the shop. Your first item's on me. We're society buddies after all.
Okay, so we have a shop now that'll let us upgrade our run. So I don't really know what any of these things do for now, but let's check and see what these do. So we have the artist's palette, which colored tiles are worth 6 tile score more. Stilton, which in blue cheese, blue tiles get 8 tile score. So this one's better because currently we have 1 red and 1 blue, but this would be more valuable if we have all blue. Maple Leaf, your first 2 red tiles get 3 times the tile score. And April Shower randomly chooses 3 letters of the alphabet. At the start of the grid, those letters become blue. Okay, we have the Efficient Recycler. Shops re-roll when you buy a sticker or a stamp. Interesting. So if I wanted to get both of these that have blue synergy, this would prevent us from doing that, but would let us buy more things if we had more money. And the red envelope, red letters can also be E's. Interesting. Interesting. So I'm assuming this is any blue and this is any red, but I don't know what these tiles necessarily mean yet. Just for fun, let's buy this blue tile's a really valuable one, and April Shower, which makes things blue. Because now, more tiles will be blue, and we get more points for blue tiles. And we'll see how that goes for us. We could buy another one. We could buy Artist's Palette to double down on our blue tiles being powerful, but we are really going all in on them. Yeah, let's give it a shot. It's our first run. We don't know what we're doing yet. Let's continue and see what it gives us. Okay, so that dark tile was not a blue tile. It was a different kind. Can I see what these do in any way? I guess they're just colorful right now. They don't actually have any other properties other than the ones that these give them. Okay, okay. What can we do with this? The thing about Boggle is it has a smaller grid by one of these rows, and that does introduce a lot of additional potential word combinations. I'm seeing like a... There's a shun over here, and another one there. So if we could do something with that, that could be pretty good. But these don't necessarily combine very well. If there was a C, we could do diction, but dietitian doesn't do anything. Dietitian would, but we don't have the letters for that. We have gong over here. What if we don't start up in the top part? The problem here is that this wall of vowels makes it pretty difficult to cross that gap. If we do... No, we don't have an A. If we could do enrage, that would be pretty good. We don't have an A over here for negation. Do we do something... Does someone always go dung when you click it? Yes. Okay. Red tiles go dung. Why do they go dung? I don't know yet. But they do. So... What are we working with here? Donor. We can do... I'm having a hard... Right? Red tiles go dung. Right? It... Like this. Dung. There's another un over here that we could maybe use. But there's no eyes over here. We could do like a union or something like that, but that's not necessarily going to fit. Notion is cool. It is possible. The only problem with Notion as a word is it doesn't use any of our special letters, and that's where all of our points are. And I don't necessarily know what happens yet, because it said we get one grid per word. So I have a feeling if we pick a word, it's going to give us a whole new grid, even if we don't reach the target. There's none of the letters we'd need over here to do like a strength, length style of solution. We could just do like an egret. That would work, and then presumably these trigger afterwards and would make this worth a jillion points. Let's try just to see how these tiles work, because we're using one of each color. So in theory, the blue one should be actually worth 10, and then actually be worth 16, and the red one should be worth 9. So let's play this word and just see what it does. It does seem like it applies in the score, but not on the board. Okay. We got our encounter clear and our grids unused. So back to the shop we go. What do these things say? I wish we could know what this is. I don't know why it's dark and worth negative points. Maybe it's just because it's a common letter and you can put it in anywhere? We have lipstick here, which scatters red tiles. Worn out jeans. 2 blue tiles become question marks. Get +3 word score for each tile in your word. So long words are better then. At the start of the grid, a 25 chance for 1 red or blue tile to become shiny. I don't know what that means yet. A window. Using all tiles in a 2x2 area adds more blue tiles to the next grid. That's interesting. Start of the grid, blue vowels become question marks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Paintball. I think for now I want to try with these ones before I buy the consumable tiles, because if we can get more interesting, like, more permanent effects, that seems pretty cool. Let's try this, because I think we're going to do... There's no way to generate more blue tiles here, but we could buy both. No, we can't buy both of these. We don't have enough money. I'm going to buy X-Ray and just see how this works. Because presumably this means that any vowel can become wild, and on a board like we just had, if we get a bunch of blue tiles, that could be pretty good. But it might not be worth it if we don't actually get very many blue vowels, because we can't control what becomes blue yet. But let's see. The other one might have been better.
Well done! You've made it to your first boss. Each boss has a different effect that makes them tricky to defeat, and you always get to pick between two of them. Choose the one you think you can handle best. Good luck.
What are we, by the way? We're like a fish of some kind. Probably catfish, because we got the whiskers. So what do we got? We have a bat. The grid is only 4x4. Or the snake. You can only submit words with 4 or more tiles. Let's go for the bigger board. I think long words are not going to be a problem for us. All of our words so far have been pretty long. Should be manageable. So this becomes wild. Yeah, okay. So we have, like, apple already, which should win the game. Right? Because, in fact, we can do... Oh, no. Yeah, we can do appears. And that should be even better, because now we'll trigger our cheese and our palette, and it gives us even more points. So this should be another easy win. Let's give that one a try.
Well, I guess you were trying to submit appears?
Okay, so it shows you down here what the individual tile score is, not up here. We got $10 for the encounter, 8 again for the grids unused. This is pretty consistent, 2 per unused grid, and 5 for the boss. Interesting.
Great work finishing off your first boss. After you defeat a boss, you can choose how to upgrade your pin. Choose the upgrade that fits your stickers and stamps best, then you'll be unstoppable.
So presumably this is more blue. Scatters 1 red and 2 blue. Scatters 2 red and 1 blue. Well, we're leaning in on blue right now, so let's scatter another blue tile. By the way, how's the microphone today? Is it having the same kind of like intermittent choppiness, or is the sound better than it was in the past? Hopefully it's smoother today. I did, unfortunately, choke trying to eat dinner directly before the stream, so I had to wait a while because I kept coughing. It's not my favorite, but the microphone itself should be doing better. What do we got here? Credit card gives us score for every dollar we have. We're going to be spending our money, but that's an interesting one. It's also maybe the first rare we've seen. We've also got red tiles, get 1 tile score for each red tile used. I guess this means... Oh, hold on a second. No, it does say tile score. Okay, I guess I don't know how that works yet. It might mean that you can multiply tile score or word score differently or independently. This is the same one we saw before. Blue tiles become question marks. And 25% chance for 1 red or blue tile to become shiny. The grid wraps horizontally. That's kind of cool. The golden record. Get a random tile from your word as a consumable tile. Also pretty interesting. So we can see the freeze button here almost certainly lets us hold on to these if we want to buy them in the next shop. I don't know if there's anything here that I must have later. But is there anything that we want to have now? I'm kind of curious to try the hungry snake and just see what happens if we open up grid wrapping. But this could also be cool. If I'm not planning on buying these tiles, which I maybe should, that's a blue E. That looks pretty good to me. Those are probably pretty valuable. Getting them for free might be pretty nice too. Is there anything else here? Also, it's actually it's a blue question mark because this makes all of our vowels into question marks. So this is an anything tile. I'm buying that. Easy win. Easy win. Okay, what else have we got here then? I think because most of these aren't really necessarily blue synergies, OneNote Genes is, but I want to keep that letter having its own value to see if it gives us more points. Let's get the golden record and just see how that works for us. And let's jump back in. I have no idea how long these runs go for or what they look like longer term, but we'll find... Whoa! Okay, so April Shower chose R's and I's to become blue because it picks random alphabet letters, and we just so happen to have a lot of R's and I's, so our whole board is question marks now. Okay. These are all commons, right? Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing with this? It doesn't really matter. We could basically do anything, and it'll probably be able to figure out a word that it is. As long as it's in the dictionary, it'll probably be able to make it work. And I guess I'll accept that, right? That's probably some good points. I thought ending in RY would be good too, but it doesn't like it with this number of letters. And I want to use all blue tiles here if we can, because it makes it more likely we're going to get a free... right now it's guaranteed that we're going to get a free blue tile. Yeah, crispy. Exactly. What'll it think it is?
If I squint my eyes a bit, it looks a bit like creaky.
Now that's some points, baby! I wouldn't have guessed creaky is the word it would have said either, but like, there's a bunch of options it could be. So we get another 18 bucks. We take those. All right, what are we looking at here now? April Shower again. Oh, you can upgrade them. Oh. We also have egg. If your word starts with a vowel, get more score for the word. Magic Wand is the shiny one. For each void tile on the grid whose letter does not appear in your word, you get more word score. I don't know what that means yet, but maybe we'll find out. We could find out now if we want to. Scatters 2 void tiles, 1 extra grid reroll per encounter. Presumably that might be what those dark ones were. They give negative score, so you don't want to play them, but you can get things like this that synergize positively with them, or things like this which give you more potential rounds at the cost of having bad tiles on the board. This is like just a cash bucket. Every time we use a blue tile, the value goes up, and then we can sell it back later. Yeah. Well, let's try upgrading April Shower. How does that work? Does it just go from 5 to 6, or what else does it do? It's already 5. It must have been 3 before? I think it was 3 before, so I think it went from 3 to 5. Okay, well that's not bad, that's not bad. We could re-roll and see if we could get something else. It was 3 before? Yeah, I thought so. We could restock and see if we get something else, but Nest Egg could be a great way to get some free money for us because we're using a lot of blue tiles, and we did get a blue question mark for free, and there's another one. Ah, so many blue things. I don't even know if it's worth buying anything else anyway. But we don't have the money, so it makes it easy. Let's just continue and see how this goes. Can we high roll our blue tiles again? Yes, we can! Alright, they're all blue question marks. What? What are we doing with this mess? So, we have to get to 67 points, which is not insignificant now. We're not getting that many bonus points from these. We can still probably get a good round just by using a selection. Like, this is going to be Leaper. Or is there something else we can use that brings in even more of these? We could use the K, but then we can't get back from the P. It does get a little tricky when so many of your letters are wild cards. There's 2 more wild cards over here, so what we could do is make this N a wild card, and then we could just go like all the way through here and probably get something pretty silly. Let's try it. We haven't used one of these yet. What if we make this wild? Alright, and now we go... Alright, what is this? What is this? Kingpins? I like kingpins. Kilo pint? I don't know. I'm gonna vote kingpins. We'll see what the game thinks this is. Submit. What have I written? Knee pads. All right. Well, I can accept knee pads. 128 points is pretty good. Oh, we unlocked the spouting whale. Get a blue question mark consumable tile for free. That's pretty nice. Use 5 question mark tiles in a single word. I don't know, take those. $18 more in the pocket. Now what? If your word contains a double letter, multiply by 1.5. 2 blue tiles become question marks. If your word starts with a vowel, get 1.5 times word score. Another April shower. Oh, interesting. Young cardinal. Items with red in their description cost $4 less. That is interesting. It's also red, not in the color text, which I bet you means that if there is one where just the string of letters, R-E-D, is in the description somewhere, like if there was a word that said mirrored, that would also cost less. What is this sucker? What are you? Ah, shiny tile. Okay, we can click on them to see what they do. Shiny tiles have a base score of 50. That's interesting. It's a red tile. Okay, what do we want to buy here then? Because I'm tempted to buy another April shower. If we can turn all of the tiles blue, that means our other things here scale really fast. So that seems to me like a pretty good option. But if we buy it, we only have $11 left. I'm almost tempted to buy the April shower and the shiny tile just to try one out. See how many points we can get with one of those in there. It doesn't really impact any of our other synergies, so it might not really be worth it just yet. The only problem is, the other option is to buy the April shower and restock to see if we can get something else that's going to be more synergistic for us. But we won't have that much money left, so we might not be able to buy it if we do. Let's try it. We haven't tried a restock yet. So let's upgrade our April shower to 7 letters of the alphabet.
Great job. You've upgraded that sticker to level 3. That's the highest level stickers can get to under normal circumstances, but keep your eyes peeled. There are a few ways to get stickers to even higher levels.
Okay, so we've maxed out our April shower. Gotcha. 7 letters is the most it can go. Well, let's do a restock and just see what they offer us. Ooh, fountain actually is pretty good. Just 2 more blue tiles guaranteed. These are all red synergies. Each blue tile used scatters a question mark onto the next grid. Would be cool, but again, it's too expensive. Oh, avocado. Double word score. Shop prices are doubled, but best served fresh. This might go bad over time. Like, decay its word score benefit? I don't know. What is this? This is a void tile. Void tiles have a negative base score. Interesting. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. Let's buy the fountain. And then slide it over here. so that when this triggers, or... No, it's this guy that triggers. Yeah. Okay, let's all those sit in there and give another shot here. We've got Amore eats the grid. I don't know what that means yet. And the axolotl, which scatters 4 Qs onto each grid. I gotta find out what eats the grid means, right? You can't just tell me eats the grid and not make me curious. What does eats the grid mean? That's what it means. I agree. Q's was probably easy with a lot of question marks, but I couldn't resist finding out what eats the grid means. All right, what can we do with this? There's definitely, like, rainy. That's easy. But can we do something with more of these? This is drains. Drains, but... We also have our extra Q, question mark, and E that we can throw in here if we want to extend our potential words. Because, like, if we put the question mark here, we could do draining. I still don't know if we can use this part, but I don't think we need to. If we have that I in here, that's pretty valuable. Let's give that a try. Now, in theory, there's also these B question mark T corner, but I don't think we're going to be able to easily fit something in there, and this seems pretty good. So I'm just going to take this one for now. Oh, he thinks it's drowning. I guess, yeah? That adds up. All right. There's our nice little $23 influx. One thing I should try is not spending all our money to see if we get income or not. Let's upgrade our Secret Society pin with more blue tiles, because that's the one we want. It might be worth just seeing what happens if we don't spend too much money. But I do want this one. Stilton, upgrading our blue tile score seems pretty good. Word starts with letter 1 later in the alphabet than the previous word. That's interesting. Parachute, if there are no red tiles, add 3 red tiles. First 2 red tiles are triple tile score. That would be really nice for blue, but it's for red. If your word does not contain colorless tiles, 1.5 times word score. That would also be pretty good, given how many blue tiles we've been using. But I think it's probably better for now just to double the value of blue tiles on Stilton. Because we can't guarantee we're always going to have those where we don't need to use anything else. So let's grab this for now and then not spend this money. Because I'm curious to see if we'll find out that you actually get interest on unspent money. All right, we do 168 now, which is quite a lot. But as that umbrella is doing good work. All right, what we have militants, in fact. I don't know if we can easily add more letters to this. It's already pretty long. We can include the D if we want. But I'd rather include the question mark here because we're more likely to get it back in hand. This looks to me like militants. Let's see what they think it is. Malathian? What's a Malathian? I've never heard of that one. That's outside my range of vocabulary. Start of grid. J's become shiny, and they can behave as an H or a Y? What a weird a weird option. Why would you want specifically J's? I don't know. Maybe there's a way to do that in a way that would be valuable. No. No interest. Okay. Malathion is an organophosphate insecticide which acts as an acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. Okay. I would not have guessed that. But okay. Alright, we can upgrade our fountain for more blue tiles. We can have tiles become shiny, but we actually want them to be blue. If they become shiny, they lose their blue synergies for us. Each unused red tile, if your word letter starts with a later letter in the alphabet than the last one. This is the starting in order. If your word alliterates with your previous word, get 1.5 times. Interesting. Well, I think for now, fountain makes the most sense, because that just gives us more blue that we can work with for sure. We've still got a good amount of money here. None of these really speak to me, so let's do our first restock. Downward trending chart. Frozen items get cheaper. Oh, interesting. Words containing 7 or more tiles scatter a shiny onto the next grid. Get 1.18 times word score based on money. If your word starts and ends with the same letter, get more word score. More word score per tile. Question mark tiles get big. Oh, that might be good. All of our vowels are question mark tiles. Let's try buying the glass of milk. All right. And let's give that one a try. Not a huge number of vowels here yet. We got 4, but that's nowhere near as many as normal. Okay, what are we going to do with this one then? Because this looks a lot harder to make a silly free word. We've got like sugar, but that's not very nice. There's obviously like trait. There's also, in theory, a tract we could make, but it'd be a little bit janky because we'd have to add another letter here. If we put a question mark there, we could do attracted. That's pretty good. Is there anything else that's going to be competitive with that? We only have the one question mark here, so if we use it, we'll be just down to actual letters in our spare pile. But I think it's probably worthwhile here. I actually don't know if it'll be enough to get us to the target, but I think it will because of our cheese increase. Detritus is a good one too, because it goes around this way. But I'm gonna go with attracted for now and just hope we don't get the A in our free in our free space. Attristed? No! You got it wrong again, little buddy. 236! We beat it by 1 point. Fantastic. Alright. Another $18. Okay, what do we got here? Cherries? No. Graduation cap? I don't think so. Ham sandwich? We don't want. Egg doesn't look like what I want. None of these look what I want. We do want more stamps, because right now we actually can't buy new stickers. There's no room. Let's do a quick restock here and see if we can get something else interesting, though. Scatters a blue tile for each grid seen this encounter. Oh, that's pretty bad for us because we're solving most of these in one. But as we just saw, the score requirements are about to go past our potential to do them in one go. So this might actually not be bad for getting more value over time. Wheezy Vixen is interesting because it specifically gives us ×2 word if we start with the last 5 letters in the alphabet. Ornate key is very cool, but again, we don't really have room for these. I have to sell one of these ones, and I don't want to do that right now. Let's go ahead and buy the teapot. It might not be excellent, but it's not terrible. We'll put it over here so we are more likely to actually get it synergizing with our other stuff here. And do one more restock just to see if they have anything else fun.
A foil pair of socks. You can upgrade that more than usual.
Okay, so they do have special qualities. If your word contains exactly 2 blue tiles, get double word score. That is cool, but like our words are mostly blue tiles, so that's not going to work. We can upgrade our glass of milk or our fountain. Or we could buy a paper lantern. I think... We also have this we can sell at any time for a pile of cash. It's got 33 value in it right now. But I don't know if I want anything here that bad that I can't currently afford. I'm inclined to upgrade the milk and leave the fountain for now. And we can afford that anyway. So let's do that real quick and see how this goes. Alright, boss time. What are you? This fox fella steals $4 for each word submitted. Well, we have none dollars, so that's probably fine. And forces you to sell an item at the beginning of the encounter. That's a rude hyena. Well, let's see what happens if we go into negative money. I'm surprised they don't have names. Or at least if they do have names, I don't know how to find their names. Ooh! Oh, that's bad luck. We only got 1 question mark? Ooh, our build kind of relied on some more of those. That is tough. Okay. Okay, we'll make it work. We still do have our DT and our E over here, which are pretty good letters to have in reserve. So... There's like a... hormone, something like that up in the top corner. What are we gonna do with this, though? Because obviously blue tiles are pretty key to our success, but these are also pretty important to us, especially since I just upgraded our milk. Is there anything we can do that brings us up and around this way? I don't think so, because this set of letters is pretty tough. There's definitely the horn element here, which we could use instead. But, like... none of that means anything. Horn is decent at the end of the word, but I don't know if we'd be able to get there with the V here. So we do still have the D, the T, and the E that we can spend if we want to try and extend our possibilities, but I don't know where I want to use them. Because we could do like a THR thra, but I don't necessarily see it. Yeah, there is definitely hover. Hover mart, where the prices are always out of reach. Exactly. I don't think it'll accept that. No. But it's funny. There's also, like, obviously rover. But again, like, there is ment, E-N-T here, that is interesting. The New York Times crossword looks crazy today, right? It's wild. No, today we're playing something different. We're mixing it up. It's word games again, but not always got to be a crossword. So, we've got to make a word that's worth a lot of points here, and I don't see an easy way to do it, but we could... I'm curious how re-rolling works. Does it just move the tiles? Probably. You only get to do it once per encounter, so if we do it now, we lose it for the next 4 grids. We haven't needed 4 grids up until now, but we would still be spending it. Let's try it, just because we haven't done it before. how does this do? Is it just scrambling the positions, or does it re-roll everything? It re-rolls everything. Oh. That is significantly more powerful. I assumed it was just going to scramble them. That's good to know. Okay, well, we got a ton more question marks in here, which really makes things easier. But what do we actually want to try and do with it? Because there's like, ingrainers? And that's probably pretty good. Right? Like, that seems like some good points. Just out of curiosity, if we were to add this one in here, does it like that? No. Alright. I don't know what it would be. I'll settle for ingrainers. That seems pretty good. Ingrainers. Oh, sorry. Do we get there? Is that enough points? We beat him by 4 again! Fantastic. Challenge a money boss at $0 and win. Fantastic. We got Globetrotter. Start of grid, convert corner tiles into currencies and give them 10 base score? Like yen and dollar? That sounds like it could be a problem for us later. Oh, we won! Victory! Okay. So right now it looks like a run goes 3 bosses long. And ingrainers was indeed our longest word. Okay. What if we try again? Do we have to change a new character? What changes up when we try again? Those are our unlocks. We got them earlier. We've unlocked a new strange-looking character. What is this? Is this an automaton upside down? Like, what are you? Rainbow items have appeared. Okay. Whoa, that's so many items. Can I look at them? No, we cannot. Okay. Claim those unlocks, I guess. New stage unlocked. A greater challenge awaits. Okay. What did we just do?
Congratulations. Your heroic victory has inspired a new member to join the secret syntactic society. Your next win will demand more of you. So far, you've reached just 3 stages. Next time, you'll need to complete 4, and after that, a true 5-stage win is required. But don't be daunted. Beating the game with a new character may inspire yet more members to join our club.
Okay, so this guy is Rodman. Rodman is into words with splashy sounds and slippery meanings. If there's one thing he likes more than letters, it's red or blue letters. They really tickle his whiskers. So that is the same one we were just using. What's our second character like? Nina Nix, a ghost, I suppose. Here lies Nina Nix. She always had a sparkle in her eye and a lust for life that made even the darkest days bright. May her spirit dance amongst the stars forever. Oh, wait, there she is. Turns out she's a ghost now. So she has Milky Way. Start a grid, scatters 2 void tiles. Void tiles have a 10% chance to become shiny. Interesting. Let's give this one a try. I don't know how we'd want to use that yet, but I have a feeling this is where all those void synergies would come in handy, and potentially getting shiny tiles adds a ton of value to them, so let's give it a shot. Okay. Well, there you go.
Boo! Did I scare you? I'm Nina, and I'm new around here. I heard about this secret syntactic society and thought it sounded like fun. So here I am. When I joined, E gave me this pin that puts void tiles on the grid. Their negative scores can be a little intimidating, but don't discount them too quickly. There's some neat tricks that make them very powerful. Oh, and sometimes they go shiny. I love it when that happens.
Yeah, indeed. It's only a 10% chance. I wonder if that first one's guaranteed, because it sure is convenient that we got one on the first hand. So all we gotta do is use that R and we're done. So what do we got here? We got resurgence, there's a lot of vowels in this corner, which kind of makes this actually hard to get out of. We could go down to R-O, but then all we have is the C and the S. Yeah, I like resume, because you can get over this way. We could do presume, actually. Is there anything you can do even better? It doesn't really matter. I kind of like looking for more valuable words, but so far, there hasn't been any reason to go above the target. And maybe that'll change as we get further in here, but so far, as long as you hit that score, the rest is kind of bonus. Let's do presume. As presume looks good to me. Heart on fire. Get a word score times longest consecutive run of red tiles. That's potentially crazy. No wonder it's legendary. Submit a word worth at least 3 times the overall round target. Because yeah, if you have all red tiles, like you put a 7-letter word in there, it multiplies your score by 7 at the end? That seems insane. Not necessary this hand, but still. Potentially wild. Alright. First items on the house. What do we got here? Dangerous Summit. The 3 highest base value tiles become void. I guess this is potentially good because it's going to mean that like your Q's and Z's and J's become void tiles, which you can potentially manipulate into other things. And like Dusty Coffin here would give us some bonus word score for every void on the board, whether or not we use them. If we try to not lean into red or blue this time, I wonder if we can do enough with void synergies to make that good enough on its own. We beat everything in the first tutorial run in one stage. Is this a map? Oh, it is. It's not actually a map because there's no branching paths, but you can see who the next boss is going to be at the end of that stage. Okay. Okay, good to know. Let's buy the Dusty Coffin and the Dangerous Summit and just see how they go here. This could be bad because it's going to turn more of our tiles into unusable tiles, which increases the chance they'll become shiny, not overall, but individually, and it'll also mean we actually get more value from the coffin. I could buy more void tiles, but this just seems like a bad idea. I don't know. I don't think buying them is the way to go yet. Let's continue and see how our round starts. Okay, we have 5 void tiles. We want to try not to use them because they give us more points for not using them than if we actually touch them. And it does look like they have negative their own value. So some of them are worth only 1 negative point, but these ones are all worth 4 negative points. Okay, so what are we doing with this? There's a lot of D's and E's and R's in this top corner. I want to do like a degrees kind of thing, but I don't know if we have quite the right combination of letter positions here. Because we could do degree that way, I suppose, is potentially pretty good. Yeah, because that's only worth 8 points on the letters, but we have 5 unused tiles here, which should give us a 40 bonus. So let's give that a try and then see what else we need here. Did we get the R? I thought we only got 32 bonus points there. Did that R not count, or did I count wrong? Well, we got our $18 either way. Oh, whose letter does not appear in your word. Ah, that's not what I thought that meant. That is a little trickier to use then, because it actually means that if the tile is void and any other version of that tile is not, if we use the non-void one, we don't get the points. Ooh. That is a good synergy with the Dangerous Summit, though, because this is more likely to turn things that are uncommon into void tiles, so they're less likely to be things you'd use anyway. Sneaky. Sneaky. Okay. What else have we got going on here? We have a shiny O. If your word contains a double letter, starts and ends with the same letter, consonants are worth double, and add more blue. Consonants are worth double is interesting. Especially if we get a shiny tile, it's just a billion points on its own. I don't know how likely that is. Oh, actually, I guess I know exactly how likely that is. It's 10%. But let's try this one. It's rare, so it seems interesting to buy, but it doesn't mean it'll be hard to get upgrades for it. But let's give it a try and just see how it feels. Right? Double consonants just seems like free points, and it has the potential to be a lot of free points. I'm a little tempted to buy Hungry Snake, because we didn't buy it last time. And I bet you if you... Oh, you can't upgrade these, can you? It's just the stickers that upgrade. Because I was going to say, if you could upgrade the Hungry Snake to be horizontally and vertically, that would be pretty cool. I'm going to buy it just to see how it goes, because I think that could be an interesting flexibility option. What do we got here? Oh, right, our boss fight. So, only long words. I like this one anyway, but what's this person? This boxing whale? Makes this target score higher. Well, we fought the snake already. Let's fight this guy and see how that works. I mean, I know how it works. It just makes the target score higher. But let's fight the guy anyway. He's different. Long words is pretty reasonable anyway. I have a tendency to think I would probably pick that one every time under most circumstances. So R's, not a great letter to have be one of our special ones, because there's a bunch of R's in the middle of the board. But now we have to remember we can do this. We can go back and forth across the east-west walls, which does complicate things a little bit. What are we trying to do here? There's a lot of vowels along this wall and right along the middle here, but not a whole lot in the center. We could do angles like this. It's not bad, and it doesn't use any of the R's. But is there anything better than this? It seems that the target is only 30 points, which means we'll get it easy, because our consonants are worth double, which means this is worth fractionally more than 7. But more importantly, because we're getting these coffin points, it's just 40 free points again. So I guess we just do it. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get the points for free anyway. You'll love to see it. 52 points. Easy boss fight. Get out of here with your 0.125 more. Yeah. Being able to go across the edge is already seeming really useful, though, so I'm curious to see how much more we can do from that. We'll take our money and let's go. What does this do? Create more void tiles or a higher chance to become shiny. Interesting. This is an interesting question, actually, because more void tiles is good for us. It gives more synergy with the coffin, but it's also kind of anti-synergy with the coffin. Part of the reason the mountain is so helpful for this is because it only changes the high-value tiles that we're unlikely to use anyway. Whereas, well, I mean, it's not unlikely to use them, only worth 4 points, but it means that if we get like a J or an X or something, it's basically free score if we weren't going to be able to use it in a word. But this one gives us more of a high roll chance. This one's more consistent, but potentially causes problems. This one is less consistent, but more high roll. Let's try the high roll one just to see. I feel like it could be fun, but I don't know if it's a good idea. But let's give it a try. All right, what do we have here? Each empty sticker slot is worth $1. So you pay 10 to get it, though, which means that has to be alone for a while. It'll take 5 rounds with the current number of stickers for that to pay itself off. I have a hard time seeing how that's going to be worth it. If your word starts with a high score letter, get ×2 word score. That's going to be hard for us to do because they're almost certainly going to be void letters. Word starts with a vowel, get more word score. Blue tiles get more points. No colorless tiles get more points. These all seem tough for us to use. Let's do a quick restock here and see if we can get something else that synergizes with our current shenanigans. Vowels get more tile score. That is also just free points. +6 on any vowels, not nothing. I don't know if it, like, does a lot. It's not bad, but like I don't know if it does a lot. And we're still not trying to go for red words here, so this doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's try the sequoia sapling. It's interesting. It kind of gives us a little more kick. I'm looking at the gamepad, but I don't know if I even want it. It gives us another void tile, but the red and the blue don't do anything, and it's $12 for a single void tile? I don't think that's good. We could re-roll again and hope to get something that's 12 or less. I'm just gonna save the money though. I don't think we've really needed it so far. We have so many rounds to beat these. Let's give it a try like this. Well, that's a really good looking Z right there. I guess this is a problem of the shinies being now more likely to land on those high value tiles, as it gets quite hard to use them if that's what it lands on. Okay. Is there just like a... Rise isn't spelled that way, but you know what I'm saying here? What else can we do? We can't quite do freeze, because there's only one E. There's not a 0 because there's no O's on the board at all. There's a poorly spelled Zephyr, but that's not going to work for us. What else can we do with this? We don't have to use the Z, to be clear. We could go for more like a rival. Fez, yeah, Fez would work. I keep looking for longer words, but I gotta keep that in mind, that it's not necessarily gonna be the right choice for us. And I do think we want to try using all the shiny tiles we can in case they give us some kind of more shiny related benefits. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna get something better than Fez. It's already over the score threshold, so let's do it. Oh, and the Z's worth double. It's 100 on its own. Whew. Went around with a single word of 3 or fewer tiles. There you go. That's why we gotta use those ones. Start of grid, 1E becomes shiny, the rest become void. Oh, that's mean. No E's except for 1. And it also invalidates our coffin plan, but it might turn more of them into shinies because our pin would potentially counterbalance it. Get 5 tile score for each adjacent void tile. We should definitely get the tombstone. That sounds like fun. What else have we got here? Anything new? Each tile with the base value of 4 or more scatters a red tile onto the next grid. Huh. Now we're buying Tombstone. That thing sounds very good. We are running out of sticker slots, so I gotta be careful about that. If we restock here, can we get something else fun? We'll do one restock. If your word starts and ends with different colored tiles, get 1.5 word score. So one thing that's kind of fun about these is these are all just emojis, aren't they? The stamps, a little bit less clear. They might also be emojis. But these are all emojis, aren't they? I think they are. For each void tile on the grid, we could get that upgrade again, because 16 for each one we don't use is pretty nice. Z's can behave as an S. S's become Z's. That is interesting. That would basically guarantee that we're more likely to have all of our Z's become void, but it does really negate the fact that they'd be easy to use. It would make it more likely that we can use our coffin bonus, and would mean that if we do get one shiny, it's always worth 100. I don't know. I also kind of want to try this. Start a grid, convert corner tiles into currencies? I don't know idea what that means. We could try freezing one. I'm going to buy the Dusty Coffin, because that's just a straight upgrade to the main thing that's giving us bonus points right now. But the question is, do we want to save one of these two? I could see some value in the Sluggish Zombie. And I'm kind of just uncertain how this works. What do you mean, convert corner tiles into currencies? I think we got to find out what this means. If we try to freeze this, does it cost money? No, it just locks it. Okay, let's try that. So I want to know what this does. We'll save up the extra money to get it, and just hopefully there won't be something else that demands our investment by the time it comes around. Let's continue then and see what else we got. Two E's, a Q, an F, and a W. Well, that is nasty that we can't use the E's if we want to get the bonus points. Because there are a bunch of them on the board. What do we do with the rest of this then? We go... Impaled? It does invalidate 2 E's off our score. I would have loved to do... Oh, we could do Impala. That doesn't invalidate the E's and should give us all the points we need. If we could use these E's, there's almost certainly something interesting we could do across those edges with the C and the D there. I'm just going to do Impala, because now that we get 16 points for each one of these guys, that does a lot of the work for us. And we should be getting like 20 extra points from the Tombstone. Oh, yeah, even more than that, because these guys are adjacent to two of them, because it includes the diagonals. Nice. Oh, paddled is a good one. Yeah. No, hey, that's what this is all about, Eisen. Trying to find interesting words in the board is what this is all about. Tombstone, I gotta buy that. That's very good for us. Oh yeah, so far the score, the funny part is, all of these rounds, you have 5 whole boards to get the score requirement with. We've gotten it in 1 every time so far, so I'm assuming the score requirements are going to get quite a lot harder once we get up to the later rounds. But for now, it is absolutely attainable. I have no idea what this means, but we're buying it because I need to find out. What's Globetrotter? Also, we never sold our nest egg last game, so this was just $12 negative instead of anything positive. Where's this game from? Did a quick Steam search and didn't spot it. It's on Steam. It's called Cursed Words on Steam. That's where I bought it. I don't know why it wouldn't have shown up for you. But that's all our money, so let's continue here. All I've heard is that this game gets a little wild in late game runs. So I'm curious to see how that looks. So we have guy who steals your money, and we have this fella. 3 colored tiles become colorless. I wonder if that works for void tiles. Let's find out. Do you mess with us or not? I can't tell. If he does, it's gonna suck. That will be bad. But let's find out what he considers a colored tile. I have no idea what he is. He does kill void tiles.
Oh, look at that. You found currency tiles. You can use them as the letter they look like, but they also come with an extra bonus. Use one in a word and see what happens.
Well, we can win as long as we can use this V, because the V gets doubled in value, it's immediately worth 100 points, that's the target. So that's pretty good. Obviously we want to try and use one of these things. It doesn't actually tell us on it what it does. But we could do like wove. And that already beats the level and will give us whatever the value of this is. I don't know what currency symbol this is. Is this Bitcoin? I don't know if these are all real currency symbols, or if they're just letters with lines through them for some of them, but we'll find out, I guess. Is there something more interesting we can do? Because if I want to use this W and this V, our options feel like they're a little limited. There's obviously like vow, but that's worse. I don't know if there's really much more we could do. Because we can use the B and come across 2, but that doesn't actually get us anything more useful. If there was a way to get like ST and then down to there, that would be pretty cool. Like if there was a way to get valets, but with this TS, that would be really cool. But like, Vites isn't gonna do anything for us. We're so close to a cool word here, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it work, because if we could use both of those, that would be really fun. That would really be taking advantage of our word wrapping. I'm curious if using these in a word gives us money as a reward. We could do a veil. That's better, but doesn't include one of these currently, which makes it inherently worse than just wove. Because we're still not using the T. Is there a way we can get up to the top? No, I don't think there is. I don't think there's a huge problem with just taking something simpler here, but I was hoping we could get a cool word that went to the top 2 corners. We'll take this for now. We'll take our 62 points, and what does a currency symbol do?
Well, I guess you were trying to submit wove.
Well, he's beaten. I'm a little uncertain what it did. Aha, yes. It does give you extra money for using currency tiles. That makes sense. Alright, we're gonna lean in on the shiny, I guess. I don't think it's worth it. A 10% chance is only a 50% improvement on what it was before. This is still a double improvement. But the shiny tiles are so good, let's just lean in on it and see what happens. We can upgrade our Dusty Coffin again, which is very good, but oh! If your word contains 3 or more unique colored tiles, scatter 2 shiny tiles onto the next grid. If we got Gamepad and this, that's just free shiny tiles every time. If you freeze Fish Cake, then a shiny consonant is worth 4 times the value? That seems just incredible, right? I think we've got to go for that. It's so good. The problem is it's too many stickers. So if we wanted to do it, we'd have to trash something else. Probably the vowels getting points and then one of these two. Because these are all stickers. But... oh man, it's so potentially good! I think we have to sell the Sequoia sapling. Because this is fine, it's just a little bit of extra boost. But if we're talking about adding permanent shiny bonuses into future hands, that doesn't compare to 6 on a couple of tiles. So let's sell this. And let's buy the gamepad and the rainbow sprinkles. I'd love to buy the dusty coffin again, but I don't know if we're going to keep it in a second here. Because the real question is, which of these is more valuable to us? Probably still the dusty coffin, because the dusty coffin gives us them regardless of where they're placed. But the tombstone can really stack, which makes it still hard to decide. I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and freeze both of these. Buy the gamepad and the rainbow sprinkles. And then we'll figure out what we want to keep later. 50's greater than 6, the math checks out. Right? I'm telling you, I've got a system here. The bigger number is the better number. Except for times 2. Times 2 is insane. All right, let's continue and see what else we can do here. So this won't help us this round. Because my understanding, this is where we're going to find out if this is actually a good idea or not. Oh, it's actually bad. Oh no. Okay, good to know, but these color tiles can be overwritten by the dangerous summit, so we didn't even trigger it here. Okay, that's not going to be reliable then. I was hoping this would just basically guarantee because it's at the end of our sticker board, but because of the way this works, these trigger after the stickers do, and we can't like drag them below, so we won't actually be able to guarantee this with the way that the mountain works. Stinky. Okay. Okay, well then what are we going to do with the rest of this? I'm probably going to have to get rid of one of these then, because I don't think that's actually going to do what we want, which is unfortunate. It basically means we just wasted $12, because we can only sell them back for half value. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, we have a K over here, so we could do like a sink kind of situation. But that's not incredible. If we can use this U, it gets so many points from Tombstone. That one tile is worth like 40 because it's next to so many of these. So that would be pretty good. But how can we use it? It's too bad that this one's a void tile. We could use it anyway. But it is a little unfortunate because we kind of want to not use those ones. And I can't use this for like a drink because there's no vowels in the middle here. There is also I and G there. Can we do something? We could do like a carding. That's pretty good. Is there anything that we can get from over this side that would give us more access to like the U? I don't know if there is. I don't know if that's going to give us quite enough points, but it should be decent. Let's see what happens if we have to do a new grid. Even if this isn't enough, let's just do a little test. It is in fact enough, by a large margin. There you go. $1 bonus. We'll take those. I underestimated the power there. The foil ornate key can be upgraded 2 extra times. Well, we're going to upgrade the dusty coffin, because that's what we're doing. I think we have to sell this gamepad, because it's not going to do what we need. And I think we have to sell the cupcake, too, because we're just not going to be able to consistently do this until we find some other method. Kind of sucks, but let's sell it. I will buy the fish cake, because I think this one has some wild high roll potential for us now. And I want to see that happen. And we'll do 1 restock here. Can we get something fun? Oh, another tombstone. Yes. 15 score for adjacent void tiles. We like those. One thing I'm curious to see is we've got a couple of tiles here that are at max upgrade, but we know there are special ones that can be upgraded further. If we get a special one in the shop, can we buy it onto something we already have to boost the capacity? I don't know yet, but I'm hoping that is possible, because it would be kind of annoying if it's not. You have to find the rare one first. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's continue here. Hey, there's a K. So this is worth 200 points on its own. That's pretty good, right? That seems pretty good. So, like, we could do Pike, and that's already victory for us. That's pretty crazy. And it'll even be worth more because it's next to a void tile, so it would get bumped up by 15, probably before it multiplies, right? I'm curious about that. We might have to test this. Is there a way we could get more silly letters in there? I could get a T, but I can't do tricky. Because if we could do, like, trike, that's pretty good also. It's a little better than pike, because it has 1 more letter in it. But, like, we can't get that other letter in there anyway. Let's try this. I want to see if we can figure out how many letters this K is worth, because I think it's going to be worth a ton of them. Yeah, trike indeed. So it's worth 90, it's worth... I can't see because it's underneath the score! Get out of the way! Yeah, 260. So that must have been multiplied after it had the other modifiers applied to it. Crazy. All right, well, we're doing pretty good here so far. We can upgrade the fish cake already. I mean, I think we're going to. None of these other ones really appeal to me. And shiny tiles are worth triple score means that a shiny consonant is worth 6 times. Yeah, I'll take it. We're not guaranteed to get shiny consonants, but if we do, oh baby, that's a lot of points. Let's run it again. I think we're on a boss fight now? Yeah. Mole. 5 void tiles onto each grid, you promise? Yeah, I don't want to sell an item. Let me let me get free void tiles. Thank you. It might be too many, but I think not. Oh, interesting. It changed the Q into a C. I don't know if the game counts Y as a consonant or not. That's an interesting question. I really want to spell yield, but the L's too far down. Or like yodel, but there's no E over here. That's a lot of O's close together. Now we can go from here across. But what do we want to do with that? We can use the void tiles too. Like, we can just go across this if we want to. It's not a huge amount of negative points, and it should still apply the benefits in other places. It just won't give us the benefit here on the coffin. So, how do we do this? There's like a... almost a coil, but it's the one too far over again. Again, we almost have logic, but the G's not touching the edge. There's almost an igloo, but the L's too far away. What do we do here? We do yam. Gooey's pretty good, though. I'd love to use both of these shiny letters at the same time. But I think gooey is probably just good enough. The only problem is that this Y isn't next to any of the dark tiles. So it doesn't get any further multipliers. It's just worth 300 points. And that's probably enough on its own, because there's a lot of here letters that we're not using. We won't get the G or the E, but we'll get most of these, and that's still going to be worth a pile of cash. Yeah, the icy is a good call, but I think I'm going to go with the gooey here, unless... No, I'm going to go with the gooey. I like this one.
Gooey is one of my favorite words.
Alright, 240 points for the Y on its own is pretty good. That gets us a pile more money. And does make me think that those currency tiles probably are actually real currency tiles, because my original theory was that it just sticks a line through whatever's in the corner, but no, we saw it replace a Q with a different letter that time. It was the C. So it does seem like it matters. Let's get more shinies. At this point, we're going all in. Okay, well, the Sequoia sapling came back. Sorry I sold you earlier. It turned out to be the wrong move. Start a grid blue, shops reroll when you buy a sticker or a stamp. No, I don't think any of those really do anything for me. Let's just do a restock here manually and see if we can get something fun.
Oh, that heart on fire is legendary. They don't show up often.
Yeah, we don't use red tiles, though. That doesn't help me. That's fine. Limnophobia. Nah. Word contains a double letter. No. From words submitted on the first grid of each encounter, it gets double word score. Oh, that's incredible. We're only doing one word at a time anyway. That's just excellent. We're taking that one. Why not? That's just free money. All right. Well, let's restock one more and see if we get anything else fun we can upgrade or do anything else with. No, 2x2 for blue tiles. J's become shiny. We could get this, but like... I don't know, man. I don't know. Do we care about any of the rest of this? I think we might just save our money now. I don't really want to spend 3 to re-roll. We can't buy any new stickers anyway, so we're just looking at stamps now. Let's give it another try here and see what it says. See how it works for us. This double on top of our additional multipliers is so many points if we get a shiny tile, and so sad if we don't. Because now if we get a shiny tile, it's worth 12 times 50 points at base. Crazy. But it's not guaranteed we'll get one. And we got 3. Okay. What are we doing with this? It's only worth 12 if it's a consonant, to be fair. But, like, we could do 0 here, and that's going to get us just a silly number of points on its own. Is there anything else that would be more fun than that? I don't know if this is a currency symbol. I don't trust all these things. I don't trust these. It seems like it just is a limited set of things. But yeah, if we try to use 2 of these together, can we? We could almost do it with like a raise here, but it doesn't get to this E. You do Zaire? Is that a country name? I don't know about that one though. Okay. There's almost waiter, except that the letters aren't in the right positions. If we can get to the edge, we could do ER this way. So we could do like a... Oh, no. I was thinking winter, but the TN are in the wrong positions. Okay, we could do... I was thinking power, but it doesn't actually go that far. Wet. Being able to go off the edges is interesting, but it's a little hard to intuit. The brain doesn't like it. This Z is hard to integrate. The W and the E could be doable, but they're so far apart, it's going to be pretty hard. We could do like a... Renew, something? I don't know if we can actually. We have like a... No, because the C and the A aren't next to each other. We could almost do like a react, but the G in the way really messes with it there. And you can't get to regain because it's not far enough. I think we just got to take the 0. I don't see anything that's even gonna let us combine 2 of these. Yeah. Wire! Oh, good find, Paintball. That is a good one. Good call. If only there was an I here, we could do zip wire. That would be incredible. But that's that's not gonna happen. A /G is the currency of Paraguay. /C is a colon from the Costa Rica and Salvador. Hey, there you go. Let's take the wire for just an absolutely silly number of points. Watch that W score. Oh, yeah, the doubles happen afterwards. So they don't increase the letter value, they just increase the word score. It was like 390 times 6. Ridiculous. Surprisingly, no bonus for using 2 shiny letters in a word. Well, I mean, I've got to do both of these, right? I don't have a choice. Yeah. Yeah, give me those. Okay, so now if we get a shiny consonant, it is worth 3 times 50. It is worth 12 times 50. It is worth 24 times 50. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's see what happens next. I think we're on the boss fight now. No, we have one more to go. Wild. All right, let's. I could buy these too. I'm going to. They're vowels, which isn't quite as much fun, but like, give me those. Let's continue. We'll try and hold these until the final round just to really kill the score there. Three again. Our purple tile value is getting significantly less because we're turning so many of them into shiny letters. Okay. What do we do here? My brain loves jewel, but it's not possible. The J doesn't reach any of the E's to make that happen. Can we use the J in any way? Could be Jill. We could do... I think we might wind up not using this one and focus down here, because the E definitely seems like it'll be more cooperative. Because we could do, like... can you recrew something? No. No, you cannot recrew it. I know, it's so close to wreck or wretch, but we don't quite have it. I'm thinking we can probably do something with the RE, though, here. Can we do, like, a... Because we can get up here if we go up to the I. There's obviously, like, relic. But I don't think that's great. This isn't a consonant, so it doesn't give us the insane scaling that we're potentially getting. We want to try and make sure the W is included by the time we get to the end. Can we do un? Ooh, no, I don't know. There's unwell, obviously. So, like, we can do words here that have this. But I don't know if they're going to have both shinies in it. Incidentally, because this W is next to this, it's still going to get the bonus points from Tombstone, so it'll be even better. But... I don't know if we can get it down there. Because there's like cell. But I don't think that's going to get us across either. Is unwell enough on its own to get us to the score threshold? It probably honestly is. Because the W is going to get bumped up to 65 points by the Tombstone. And then it's going to get multiplied by 12. That's actually kind of not enough. These guys getting multiplied might do it on their own, though, because they all become 15s, and then they all get multiplied at the end as well. Yeah, I guess were is maybe better. It adds the other 50 in here, but the problem here is this actually might... No, because it has the shiny gets quadrupled no matter what. It's going to be better. I was thinking unwell would be better because we get the 15s here multiplied by the end of round bonus and the consonants bonus. But because this E is multiplied by 4, I think that's just going to make it more valuable no matter what. It's hard to know which one's going to be hugely different, but this is definitely going to win, so we'll take it. I had doubts, apparently. I had doubts. Ugh. I gotta trust my score more. Cooked it. Okay. Slot machine adds 2 extra void tiles. That just seems like it's free bonus for us. Scatters 2 extra void tiles and 1 extra grid reroll. Like, I don't even need the reroll. That's a benefit on top of the void tiles. Let's take that. M's and S become random colors. I think we're just gonna burn all our money, because when I looked at this earlier, this guy gives us negative word score equal to 15 times our money, but we can just spend all our money. And then he has no benefit. So... The word was were both times. Wire. You're right. Wire and were. We did that 2 times in a row. That is funny. All right, let's restock so we can burn out all our money. Let's buy the E first, actually. None of these that I can upgrade. Let's re-roll again then. Some void tiles could be nice. Let's buy both of these and restock again. So now we have no money. So now when we continue, we can fight the monkey, who tries to give us negative word score equal to our cash, but we don't have any. And nice. We have 3 shiny letters we can put anywhere here for free. So we can do a lot of work this time. Oop, kick the microphone, my bad. Okay. What are we trying to do here? Can we use all of our vowels? We could do alive. Just A-L-I-V-E. Can we use more? Can we use both of the consonants? I don't know if we can easily use both of them. I might not try that hard. Because I think we can win this round basically now with alive. What are we doing over this way? A-L-V... Now, alive just seems really good. It's unfortunate that all of these letters are over really far elsewhere, but the nice thing about doing alive... Oh, did it wrong. The nice thing about doing alive like this... Because we're doing this, right? For a good score here, we're actually going to put this E here, and this T here. Because now, this L is going to be worth $1 billion. Just on its own, it's going to be worth so many points. Let's hit it and see how high the score goes. Show me the big points, game. That L's worth 95, 285, 1140 times 2 times 2. That was worth 4,000 points on its own. Beam me up. Start of the grid scatters a copy of any consumable tile below this. Oh, that's interesting. Because you can sort them, so you can decide what you want a free copy of. That's actually really cool. Alienation. Yeah. Put a consumable tile onto the board and don't use it. Well, we did that with both of our void tiles. Make your own luck. Use a shiny consumable tile. Start a final grid. Scatters 3 shiny tiles. That's kind of funny. At this point, we would have to try to get to the final grid. We have to remember, every time we do this, there are 5 grids that we could be using to get points on to finish each round. So far, we've never had to use more than 1. Incredible victory there. Longest word being presume. Most score alive by a huge margin. Hey, we take those. We take those. What else did we unlock here? We unlocked Heart on Fire, Eclipse, Beam Me Up, and Fireworks. We unlocked this thing. What are you? I don't know yet. We'll find out. Numbers have appeared. Ah, yes, I heard about numbers. I don't know what that means. Whoa, that's so many extra stickers. Presumably these are all for numbered things, because we can see one here. Scatters 2 uniquely colored small number tiles. What do you mean small? What do you mean small? Okay, climb unlocks. New stage unlocked. A greater challenge awaits. Yep. What does progress show us? Oh, it's trying to tell us the next thing we should do. Okay, this is just the advice button. Haley Bales. Haley runs a retro-themed restaurant called Haley's Bites. If you have a hankering for tasty words like apple and raspberry pie, and also for mouth-watering numbers like 3 and 8, then pay her a visit on Syntax Street. Start of grid scatters one unique number between 1 and 5. Colored numbers give 10 tile score? Cool, I don't know what any of that means yet. These just unlock in sequence? No, they don't. Unlock 3 purple crowns to unlock. Playing with many consumable tiles could coax out a mahjong master? What does that mean? Only interested in copious wealth, darling. They say stickers can reach higher levels, and a bean of many colors. Okay. That's some fun nonsense. So let's go back to the main menu here for a second. When we started the game the first time... Yeah, this "You are not yet ready" button is still here. I don't know what that is. Does collection show us all the things we've unlocked or all the things we've earned? Unlocked, it looks like, because I've never bought this. Okay. There's challenge runs. That must be what this is. This must be challenge runs. Okay, okay, interesting. I'm going to try and do one more run at least tonight, so we're going to give a shot here with the numbers and see what that turns into. All right, Haley, show me your worst. Hey there, stranger. I'm Haley. Nice to meet you. I wonder if you can help me with something. E gave me this pen when I joined the Secret Syntactic Society, but I don't know how to use it. It puts numbers on my tiles. I think they work as some kind of wild card, a bit like question mark tiles. But there's more to it than that. Maybe something to do with their position in a word. Could you play around with them and see what you can figure out? We have a 5 here. Okay, so does it make a difference if it's in a 5-letter word or if it's in the 5th position? So if we do like 4s, that'll give us 2 things to check. Does it do anything if it's in the 5th slot? And does it do it if it's in a 5-letter word? I'm assuming it's slot, not length, because this specifically says it adds 1 between 1 and 5. So if you got a 1, that obviously wouldn't help you. Is there something else we can do? I thought it was funny putting 4 as the one that uses a 5, but like... It's only in the 5th. States is too long. Right, using it as an S seemed like fun too. So we could do stater. It's not great, but it's a little longer. I like the ION over here though, which is part of the problem. Like, can we do... but we have to keep it in the 5th spot, which makes it really hard to use the ION. Because we could do TION, right? But then it has to be at least a 9-letter word to have this in the middle before the TION. Can we do that? The problem is there's a really cool station right here. Like, that's nice. So I guess we can, but I can't. I was gonna say is we could just do like, but that doesn't work. Oh, it's not wild unless it's in the 5th position, because this doesn't work. Okay, we're learning. It doesn't do wild things unless it's in the correct spot. Okay. But that means we could do this. Yes, we can do station this way. Okay, let's do it. Give me the points, game. Actually, it's not even enough points, is it? We don't have any modifiers right now, and it's only 11. Oh, no. Okay. Can we get one more? Did Forrest give us 12? It might have, because it had the valuable F. Yeah. Yeah, that one did give us 12. That's sad. Station's a way cooler word. Alright, we'll just do 4s. Execution, really? Oh, yeah! That's a good way to use that TION shock. Nah, that's some thinking. I like that. 4s would work, but execution is way cooler. Alright. We're taking it. I guess you were trying to submit execution. Like a goat here? The headbutts at the end there make me think that must be what we are. I don't have goat horns, though. I don't know. All right, here we are. Start of the word. Numbers get double tile score. I feel like getting number synergy stuff would be fun this run, but I don't know how many of them they're going to get. Get 0 word score, but improved by the highest number in your word. I have a hard time feeling like this will ever be worth it. This is like... What? It's gonna give us 1 to 5 more points per round? We do 15 rounds and it's worth 15 to like... What would that be? 15 times 5 is like 75 points? We need to be getting thousands of points by that point. Evidently you can upgrade it and then it'll give us more times the value. But I don't know, I have a hard time feeling like birthday cake's gonna be worth it. And the problem with lab coat is numbers getting ×2 tile score seems pretty good, but if they only go up to 5, I don't know. But if we can get the colored numbers, that actually would add up pretty fast, because then they get 10 no matter what, so any number is worth 22 to 30 points. That's pretty good. What am I doing here? Well, let's grab the lab coat because it seems good, and I don't think I want any of the more expensive upgrades right now. I think Soaring Kite might be our option here, because this one says it scatters 2 blue tiles with the lowest numbers that aren't on the grid. So it means we only get a 1 or a 2, unless there's already a 1 or a 2 on the board. But a 1 or a 2 that's blue is inherently worth 22 or 24 points. So that's already pretty nice. So let's grab the Soaring Kite here, and I think we save the rest. The other ones don't really do anything for us. So we'll save the $9 and take it to the next round. Yeah, so there was a 1 already, so we got a blue 2 and a 3. So that's pretty nice. Oh, that's interesting. The 1's worth 1, but the 2 is worth 3, and the 3 is worth 4. Okay, so what are we trying to do here then? We have... the T's are too far away to do like a devote. We have a void. Obviously, we can use the 1 and the 2 together, but we can't use the 3 in the same word. So this gives us any 2 starting letters, which is pretty cool. It is a little brain-bending, as we mentioned previously, but it's pretty cool. We could do 1, 2, U-C-A-T-E for educate. And that is already worth our score requirement, because this blue 2 will bump us up by a large amount. The 1 is hardly worth anything, but the blue 2 is worth a lot. Let's take this just to do a word with 2 wilds in it off the bat, because I don't know how often they're going to spawn next to each other like that. Nice and easy, 35 points. We'll take it. Okay. We're back here again. We've got the fish cake, which is probably not going to be helpful at all this time, despite carrying our last run to ridiculous scores. Start of grid. Oh, that's really good for us. Because with the kite, this guarantees we'll always have a 1, 2, and a 3. This will guarantee we always have a blue 4 and a 5. I think that makes a lot of sense. Red notes, A through G, get a plus 15 tile score. That's fun. We don't have any red tiles, but it's cool. The hungry snake was good last time. Let's buy the petri dish, because this seems like it'll be excellent. Put it in front here, so it always does the 1, 2, 3. And then, if we already have a 4 or a 5 from this, we could maybe get even up to 6. I don't know if we'd be able to use those easily, but it could be good. Is there anything else here we want to buy? Maybe Hungry Snake, just because that versatility is pretty good. But actually, Golden Scales right now is the most valuable it's ever going to be. Let's, it's start of the encounter, too. Let's buy this and see if we can't just bank a little bit of money off it since we're early in the run, and we don't think we need these. Do we freeze Hungry Snake? We could. The ability to wrap the tiles is pretty useful. I'll freeze the Hungry Snake for now. We might not buy it, but I think I might want it. First boss. All right. Scatters 3 void tiles, or the grid is 4 by 4. I think the small grid will be a problem for us. Especially if we're trying to make longer words, we'll want access to more of those letters. But if the grid's smaller, it's more likely the numbers are next to each other. So actually, this might be a buff for us. Let's make the grid smaller. Bring it on, bat. All right, so we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are you gonna do about this, bat? This is probably like a fair. But like, what what are you gonna do? There's only 2 letters in there. You can't do anything about this. I'm doing it. That's silly. Let's hit the button and find out what happens. I'm not sure I can draw all those symbols. I'll just write Satais. I mean, okay. It works. That's a defeated friend. One concern. Oh, only 2. Oh, stickers. Oh, I'm a fool. I thought it was stamps. Oh, I thought that was giving us money per stamps. I didn't read it correctly. That's a pain. Okay, what is this doing? This gives us 2 unique numbers between 1 and 5, and this gives us more value on colored numbers. I think we actually want to bump this up right now. Oh, I don't know though. This is a really tough one, because the synergies here make all of these pretty good. This means that we get a rent. Well, the ordering is tricky. I think I don't know when our pin happens, because the pin drops number between 1 and 5. This drops 3 numbers in order. 1, 2, 3 always. And this one drops the next 2 numbers. I don't know if adding this makes it more likely we'll get a 4 or a 5. I guess it doesn't really change the odds because this is always going to do 1, 2, 3 no matter what. And this just will sometimes give us... will always give us 4 or 5, and I guess could sometimes give us 5 and 6. If we upgraded it, we could potentially get to 6 and 7, but that'd be really pushing it. Whereas this way, we're doubling the tile score bonus for colored ones, which is also doubled by the lab coat. So I think this is the way to go. This is leaning in on our getting lots of numbers synergy. So let's do this. Yeah, 6 and 7, because the kite doesn't care about the value. It just adds the next 2 numbers that aren't on the grid. So if we get 1, 2, 3 from this and 4, 5 from here to fill in, because that's the cap it can go to, then the kite could give us 6 and 7. But I think we want the score. And I think I know what you're doing, Paintball, and I'm not going to respond to it in kind. We're doing the start of grid bonus here because that's going to give us the multiplying score value that really carries a late game run. So what do we got here? We need more number things. We don't want fireworks. That's no good. Colored tiles get more tile scores. Okay. For each void tile, no thank you. If your word starts and ends with different colored tiles, no. Each tile with a base value of 4 scatters red tiles, and the grid wraps horizontally. I think we take Hungry Snake and do 1 reroll to see if we can get anything fun. I just feel like Hungry Snake could be useful when we're trying to land on specific number tiles. That flexibility is probably pretty good. Artist's Palette is maybe worth taking here because we're doubling that score with the lab coat, but it's still not that much because it's not blue specific. It's just any color. So let's restock here. What do we got? Okay, we have the electric guitar again. If numbers in your word add to 7 or more, get 1.5 times word score. That's kind of cool. Scatters 2 adjacent void consecutive numbers. Interesting. I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting. For each colored tile used, scatters 1 random colored tile on the next grid. No thank you. Blue vowels become questions. Scatters a blue tile for each grid seen this encounter. No, I don't think so. I think brain is maybe our cool option this time. I don't know how often we'll get the numbers to add up to 7 or more, but we're already expecting there to be 1 through 5 at least every time, which means this is not that hard to do potentially. So let's grab the brain and see how that works for us, and we'll just carry the rest of our money over. Unfortunately, this is already awful. We're only getting $1 a round now because I did not understand how it works. But that's fine. I'll take my cash penalty. We'll continue. Two, 1, 3, 4, 5. Not quite what we want, but we can get our 7 here just by using these. Like so. Or like so. So what else do we do with this then? We have so many different potentials here. It's a little brain building, trying to figure out what we're actually doing with these letters. Can I use one of the fun big score letters here? Can we put our Z in somehow? You freaking out, you did some errands and you come back to this? Oh yeah, it got weird. If we could put the A in the 3rd slot instead, we could have been overzealous. Hold on. There it is, zealous. This is some shenanigans. All right, let's take zealous. Numbers are wild cards that can only be used in the word order that their number is. Yeah, there's our zealous. Okay, we're doing okay. We're not killing it by huge margins like we were with the shiny tiles, but we're still making progress. Nifty and far less spooky to interpret. Yeah, so far it's pretty understandable. I think we want to upgrade the Petri dish here, because that gives us guaranteed 5 and 6, which is pretty great. Scattered blue tiles huddled together, though, means that our highest value ones will always be next to each other. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take the Petri dish. Because that's really powerful, I think. These other ones don't do any good, but the saxophone might be excellent with our kite, because they're always going to be blue. Let's buy the saxophone and then save the rest of our money. Play a little saxophone riff there. Incredible. At any time, we can come back and sell the golden scales because they're not going to actually do anything for us anymore. We're getting $1 a round. But until we need the space, I might as well keep it because $1 is still $1. At least until we buy another sticker. So let's continue and see how this works for us now that they're getting even higher. Okay. Our 4, 5, 6 are in the wrong order. But we can do like poor brain, how are you gonna figure out what this means? We can't really use the Q here because it's not next to the earlier numbers. We do like an inquest, for example, but there's no U wildcard we can do. Oh, is that one? Yeah, I guess it would be. I don't know what the word is, though. Check. Yeah, check, exactly as you said there, Frog. Check. Well, let's take it, right? That's pretty good. I think either of these would work. Just because of the way that the multipliers are always going to be on the most value. Shekel. Oh, okay. Because of the way the multipliers are always on the last words. That seems pretty good. The number tiles are crazy. All right, what else can we do with this? It's pretty hard. Yeah, it gets hard to decode when there's that many numbers, isn't it? See, this is funny. If your word starts with a letter later in the alphabet than the previous word, that's unfortunate because it assumes our word starts with a letter. We're only doing numbers here. We don't need any of those letters that these people are talking about. Shiny tiles can behave as ones would be cool if we had a source of shiny tiles, which we don't. So that's not happening. But neat in theory. I think we just re-roll this one. The avocado is curious. I don't know what best served fresh means, and I kind of want to find out, but I want to see if we can do anything that's actually useful on our stamps, because making everything double price is pretty bad, and we still don't have any upgrades left. Like, this seems to me like a get out of jail free kind of item that you take at the end of a run when you're going to have a hard time getting to that last threshold. You buy it, and then you're probably not going to buy much else. But this is too early to invest in an avocado. Let's restock. We've got, oh, another Petri dish upgrade. I've got to take this. This one's also excellent, though. Maybe we get both? Petri dish just means we get all the way up to 6 and 7 every time. And checkered flag just means our first score is always doubled on top of numbers being doubled. And doubling our doubling is, as we saw last time, pretty good. I don't want stickers, though. I want the stamps. It's fine. We'll take the checkered flag and we'll sell our scales because it is now worthless. M's and S's become random colors. That's kind of cute. It's like M&M's and Smarties. Bento box, I don't think is going to work for us because I don't know how the alliteration works when it's all numbers. It might work. if we start with a 1 every time, but it might not if it actually counts the letter underneath. Either way, we'll save a bit of cash and go to the next round. Oh, it's boss time. Who are you? Do you promise? Scatters the numbers 7 to 10 for free? Increase the target by 1.35. All right, we're doing this guy. Yeah, give me those numbers, please. Incredible. We got Fraction Frog. Frog Fractions reference. Generated grid with all numbers 1 to 9 on without using consumable tiles. Start of grid. Get a fraction consumable tile equal to previous word score over target? I don't know what that means yet. Okay, so we got a lot of numbers in here. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is a valid word. Stare, stared? I don't know if we're gonna get better than that. The 9 and the 10 are way too far away, and the 8 is around the corner, so I can't actually use the 7, 8, 9, 10. Aspired? Yeah. Inspired? No, not inspired. It has to be aspired. I mean, we're gonna do it. This just seems like the best option again. But what are you? Incidentally, I've hardly used our wrapping in this run so far, but we might need it later. We'll find out. Jabirus? You hold on a second. I did not agree to Jabirus. What is Jabirus? Pizza slice. Submit a word with number tiles adding up to 15 or more. Nice. Convert your numbers into random fractions. What? Okay. Things are getting weird in here, guys. We got a bunch more cash. I think we just keep doing this. This multiplies real fast. And, like, numbers between 1 and 5 are no longer interesting in us. We're relying on the kite, which is guaranteed to give us numbers above 5 already. So this just seems great. I was originally undecided about which of those was going to be better, but it very quickly became clear. We can upgrade the brain. We're definitely doing that, because this is pretty easy now that we're consistently using higher value numbers. We don't care about letter tiles anymore. Adding a bit more blue would be nice, because if we can hit our numbers with the blue, then they get upgraded permanently. But I think we just want to try and get some more crazy sticker synergy. So let's restock this and see if we get a good one. Parachute is 3 red tiles for free, but I don't know if this means it changes what they are or if it just makes them red. I don't remember how this worked in the first round. We're going to take the lab coat, though. Numbers get 3 times tile score is incredible. Scatter 2 uniquely colored small number tiles. We saw this earlier, and I still don't know what it means. Because it says small number tiles, I assume it means like 1 to 3, and that makes it a little less valuable to us. We do run the risk of overpopulating our board with numbers, because they can only be used if they're in the right spot in the word. So we actually don't want too many numbers. So I think we're probably at a pretty good sweet spot right now for how many numbers we're creating. The question is just, can we get them to be more colorful numbers so we get more of the bonuses from our various bits and pieces here? We can afford to buy the parachute just to test how it works. So let's buy the parachute and see if it makes our numbers red or if it replaces them with new red tiles. Hopefully it doesn't replace them. It does not. Okay, that's pretty good then. We do want them to be scattered blue tiles huddled together. What are you doing across the edges? I can play across the edges, but the game shouldn't know that. All right, so if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that'll be a word. I don't know what it is, but it's a word. Is it speared? I like speared. All right, let's see what it thinks this word is. My guess is speared. I know, right, Space Guest? I feel like I should know 1, 2, E, 4, R, 6, 7, very normal word. But let's see what he thinks it is. Dreers? Okay. if you're sure. The joy of a big dictionary where I think it just guesses at something that could fit. Okay, what do we have here? Word score times unique tile colors used. That's interesting. That's basically just a ×2 if we use a red and a blue, or nothing if we use just one of them. I don't know how good that is. It's really expensive. I don't know if we'd actually use it, though. This is no good. This is probably no good. This is weak, but not bad. And this is probably not worth it. So of this list, we could buy the Dango. It doesn't really cost us anything, and it has a potential opportunity benefit of doubling our score again, and we love doubling. Right now, we're getting a double and a triple and a double. So another double would be pretty nice. I'm going to buy it, even though it probably won't be super consistent. But we'll give it a try. We have the stamp spaces anyway. Okay, so we got like 1, 2... C is a bad one. 4, 5, 6, 7. It likes it, but we're not using one of these. Can I go back and go 1, 2, W, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah! Now that's a good word. What is this? What does this mean? Can you figure out a word that fits before we submit it? It's like, I can see wield in the back half. I don't think you can re-wield something, though. Cowherd. Oh, that's a fun one. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun one. I was trying to think it was like a down something. Downers? Downers would probably work, too. Well, let's see what they think it is. This should be worth a ton of points, though, because we're using our red and our blues. Mueller's. Okay, that one's less weird. Mueller's unexpected, but not so strange. Incredible. We got those points going. Lowest. I don't know about that one, Space Guest. I like your thinking, but I don't know. All right, we got ourselves 18 more dollars. Mueller's is cats. I can accept that one. That one's not so bad for me. However, these are both great upgrades. You can double letter teleport? Words starting and ending with a number get 2 times word score? Ha! There's so many big things here. Well, I think we definitely want checkered flag, because that's just triple word score on the only word that matters. And I think we want soaring kite, too. because this is where our score comes from, and they're going to be clustered every time, so that's just good. But I don't think we can afford to sell the Petri dish. And these are all multipliers that are really easy for us to trigger. So we can't use any of those either. So I don't know if we can actually afford to get the boomerang. It's good, but I don't know if it's better than these, which are already guaranteed to work. Yeah, mewling is a thing that people often associate with the sounds that kittens make, for example. They often mewl when they're sad. Otherwise, it would be like a coward. A mewling coward in the corner. But let's continue and see how this goes for us. Oh, it's a boss round. 4 colored tiles become colorless. That's not great for us. Forces you to sell an item at the beginning of the encounter. Oh, I should have bought something garbage. Well, mewing is... Yeah, you're right. I guess... I thought mewling works if they're like... A crying animal like that wouldn't be mewling. I guess cats confuses it because cats also mew. But I think you know what I mean. Like a puppy would also be mewling if it is sad in the corner. Forces you to sell an item is rough. We could have bought something garbage and just to sell it. 4 colored tiles become colorless is probably okay, but the problem is if we lose the blue on the numbers, that actually hurts pretty bad. Thankfully, adding 3 red tiles and 3 blue tiles means we're probably still going to have a colored number, but it's just not guaranteed this way, which is a little more painful. But let's give this a try. I don't want to sell any of these. We could just sell the Hungry Snake, because I haven't used it much, but I don't want to sell anything, so let's go this way. I don't know what this thing is still. Ah, took the 8 off. That's fine. Alright, so... How are we going to do this? 5, 6, 7 is together. 3 is here. So we could do like it works, right? What is this? That's dastard? D-A-S-T-A-R-D? Is that a word? You can be dastardly, but I don't know if you can have a dastard on its own. Darting? Darting would work also. I'll give you guys a second here to think about it, but those are... I think darting is my safe answer. Dastard is my silly one. Oh, dactyls! That's a cool one. I like that one, Frog. It's fun to think of the weird words that could potentially be valid in this string of chaos. Alright, let's see what the game thinks this is. What is... DA3T567. It's Dastard! I got it! Hey! I'll take that one. I got the right answer for once. Alright, $23. And the knowledge that I got the right word. Let's go ahead and keep bumping this up because this just seems like the best answer by a large margin. These give us multiplying bonuses, so we might as well keep taking them. More multiplying score bonuses. We're taking both of these. I don't see how we could not. Let's take the lab coat. Let's take the brain. That's easy decision. Easy decision. All right, continue it is. All right, what are we doing here? We got a 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But that doesn't use one of the reds. That might be fine. It just means we don't get the Dango multiplier at the end. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but that isn't actually a word. And I'm not really surprised that it's not a word, because it doesn't look like a word. We could go around the other way, but I think that's also going to have the same problem. Like, we could do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But again, that doesn't work. But again, just stopping at 7 is fine. This is like... what's the UO, though? That is a weird one. Okay. Let's go back. It doesn't like that 8, yeah. What is this? My brain likes scaffold, but it's got the wrong number of F's. Ice fort? Maybe? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take it, because we don't actually have to know what word it is. The FO here is weird, though. I don't know. What do you think it is, game? What do you think it is? Aciform. Oh. Alright, that sounds real. Well, I think we did it. We're getting so many points these games again. We have 5 rounds to get the score, and we're getting 10 times the score. Okay. +3 word score for every one. No, none of these are good. Let's do one reroll and see if we can get anything fun here, and then I think we're really just gonna save the money. No. If it contains the number 4, get 50 word score. Target number changes each grid. That's not worth it. It's not worth it. We're getting so much off of these other stickers. I don't think that's possibly worthwhile. No. Alright, let's just skip the store then and save our cash. There's probably one for not doing anything in the store. We might try and do that if we see a store with nothing interesting in it next time. Oh, that's not a fun combo. They're clustered, but they're not next to each other in a usable order. That's mean. I guess I'll just have to abuse the game another way, right? Like, come on. So we have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Aciform meaning acicular meaning needle-shaped. Oh, that's fun. I would not have been able to guess that one. So this is a valid shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think there's anything else we can do in there to add more letters, but it uses a red and a blue, which means it'll give us all our bonuses. What is this, though? What are you? And... it's like a puzzle game already, just trying to figure out what word we've made. And ant? No. I don't know. And this is a hard one. Who would have guessed that the hardest part of this is trying to make a word that uses your letters, never mind finding the word in the letters. And... annealer? Like annealing, except the thing that does the annealing? I don't know, man. I can't see this one. I think we're just gonna hit the button and find out what it is, because I'm not parsing this fast enough. If you tell me it's Anatos, okay, I will accept it, but I have never heard of Anatos either. This could be its own puzzle game. Maybe less fun, but the game should ask you what you're meaning to spell. Yeah, I don't know. This is... I didn't mind it so bad when we were using the question marks in the first round. I could usually find a word that felt right in those question marks. In the numbers, though, I am having a real hard time on some of these. Sometimes we're getting them, but sometimes they're pretty tough. Okay, what do we got in here? Oh, we do have a good upgrade. I can't just snub the whole shop. Alright, what's our boss fight this time? Each time you submit a word, randomizes the order of your stickers or scatters 5 cues on each grid. I don't honestly know if scattering the order of the stickers matters. Well, it does. Petri dish needs to be before soaring kite. Otherwise, our blues won't be the big scorers. It probably won't matter that much because we're getting a pile of points anyway, but let's go ahead and upgrade our checkered flag. None of these other ones matter. Do a restock. What you got? 7 or more tiles, scatter a shiny in the next grid. That's pretty doable for us, actually. It's just like a free 50 points times 12. Oh, we can upgrade the kite too. Yeah. I don't even know if that's good. We're getting into the too many numbers space, but I'm gonna buy it. I can't not buy it. It's cool. I'll get the piñata too. Why not? It's better than nothing, and it could still give us some cool bonuses. Because if we have a number that's shiny, then it'll also get 40 additional points, so it'll be 90 base. And it'll be times 4, so... which will then be multiplied by another times 4 and times 2.5. Anatos is a red dye from a tree. Weird. Alright, well let's continue here and see how badly the randomization scrambles us. We could do the cues, because they'll get kind of buried in the numbers, but I want to try this one and see what happens. Because it only happens after you submit a word, so it shouldn't matter at all if we score it in 1. This beaver thinks he's hot stuff. That's kind of a messy arrangement there. Okay, so we could do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that's not a word on its own. And we don't have a red tile in it, which isn't great. So we could do like a 1, 2... this is getting a bit trickier already, trying to make it work. We have the snake, so we can go around the edges. We could do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but that doesn't work. How else can we manipulate these to get where we need to be and use a red tile? It's true, 6, 7, 8 we can go with horizontal wrapping. So if we do like I don't like estoy very much. If we go the other way again. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it doesn't like that, but it will accept 6, but it still doesn't use the red. I gotta use the red in there somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No. We did see there was one here that would work that was basically just stopping at 7. No, That's not gonna work. So this is a bit of a hard point because it's hard to see what the letter options are. We're kind of just looking for shapes that will get all of our numbers in for the big score, which is a weird way for this kind of puzzle game to turn into. But we could do one, right? You see how the tiles wall us off? This is where I was a little worried about adding too many things that add tiles. So we do 1, 2, say, 4, yeah. Seat. Oh, the 2's in the wrong place there. That doesn't work. East, I was trying to think if we could do anything with that, but the O makes it hard. Okay, so these work. What is this? I was thinking it was going to be East something, but I don't know why the Y version works with a 7 and an 8. What would this be? It might not even be East. I feel like it kind of has to be. Eastward? Like westward, except for the Y instead? I have to assume it's something that can, like, add an S or something to make it plural, because the 8 being addable makes it kind of weird. These are getting a little too much to be able to parse. I don't know. Yeah, East Yurt, not the West Yurt or the North Yurt. Tell me what this is, game. I have no idea. You Styles. Oh. Okay. Well, I'll take a 15,000 point round. I have no idea what the word was, but I'll take it. I mean, we'll do this again, thanks. I'll take another 50 total tile score on colored numbers. Okay. None of these are good. I'm gonna do nothing here and see if it appreciates that we spend a turn here doing nothing in the shop. It doesn't care. Alright, that's fine. Oh, it did scramble us. I didn't notice. It did scramble us after we submitted one, so we didn't get our 6, 7, 8 this time. That's a little unfortunate. We go 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good, right? We gotta get that T in there. What is Five Wilds art? I like something like Head Start, but obviously that doesn't work. It's one letter too short. Shop cart? Is it? My brain also really likes Get Smart as a TV show title, but that's not going to be the answer. That's not a single word even. It's art. I agree, Space Guest. I agree. Don't fart. Yeah, Paintball Demon, you got it. You got it. That seems like a winner. Show me don't fart. Over part. There you go. End start. Yeah. Well, comically high scores still. Have we got anything good in the shop? Unsurprisingly, no, because the only things we can buy now are tiles, which I don't want because I don't have numbers on them, and all of these are maxed out unless we happen to roll into one of the things that modify them. So I guess we'll roll and see if we get a thing that modifies them. This is a weird one. If your word has a score of exactly 0, get a 100 word score? Like what? Okay. This one could be good if we kept saving money, but it's already worse than our other bonuses. So it's not worth replacing the sticker. I think we're, like, honestly, money here is only for scrambling into seeing if we get a fancy version of one of our existing stickers, which seems like such low odds. Oh, we'll do a $5 restock. Start of grid scatters 1 currency for each restock in a previous shop. Oh, interesting. I feel like that's not very good, because you'd have to be doing a lot of restocking, which is just burning your money to get any kind of actual value out of it, but like maybe it's good. I can't see how yet, but maybe. Alembic flask. Ooh. That would be cool, but I can't swap any of these out. They're too good. Do another one. For each unique vowel. Nope, none of those. Nothing new there. If I roll again, I can't even buy it if it shows up. Alright, well, we burned a lot of money there, but we did not get anything fun, so let's continue. Actually, we're 1 away from the boss? Yeah, 1 away from the boss. Eats the grid, you get 1 fewer... Oh, 1 fewer grid is nothing! We've never needed more than 1 grid! Continue. Okay, what are we looking at here? We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the X in there is going to make that real hard to use. Instead, we could do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if we're going to be able to use that 9 this time. That does use all the colors. This is like gouging, right? And that'll still give us more than enough points. We could do voyaging, but it doesn't quite fit. It would be too many letters before the 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to take gouging. That seems pretty good to me, and it should still give us more than enough points. And I actually can see a word in it this time. Gorging, also. There's some reasonable options. Gouging! Yeah, there you go. There we go. I think I must have misunderstood how this piñata works, because it has never worked. Oh, good! A foil ladybird. That's so good for what we're doing over here. Oh, on to the next grid. Since we always beat it in 1 round, this doesn't matter. I thought it might go between rounds, but no, it's only within the same round. Yeah, exactly. I hadn't considered that it ignores the round difference. Is there anything else fun we could swap in here? Roll a couple more stamps and see if there's anything else cool. No, those stamps don't seem that interesting. We're got a lot of money to roll here, but none of these seem any good. This one's neat, but I don't have any consumable tiles, and I'm not going to buy any. I want to see if the game gives us a bonus for not using any of them when we beat it. 1 more restock. Sorry, but the restock price is a lot of effort to keep changing the shelves out like this. Nah, these all suck. Let's just burn more money. We don't need it. Cool. We did it. Alright, let's, 1 more, just for getting rid of it all. All right, continue. Time to fight the boss. So we could fight the badger. One fewer grid does seem like a pretty harsh penalty. Or eats the grid, which could be a problem. So let's let's take the badger. I joke about it being a harsh penalty. This doesn't matter to us at all. I find it hard to believe that we could run into a situation here where we can't clear it. This is pretty rough, though. Ooh, that's fun. We can still get there because we have our snake. But that's actually a non-zero problem. Of course, it is no longer a problem because we just go around it like this. But interesting. And I think we actually need the E, not the I. Oops. Because we need that red in there for maximum overkill. Can we figure out what this means? I think this is like a TIONS. I don't know exactly what it is. Gestations? No, it doesn't quite fit. Ooh, Temptress. That's a pretty fun one. Good call, Frog. Gestations is one letter too long. Yeah, I don't know. I like Temptress. That's a fun word. Let's see what they think it is, because there's the odds that it's what we think it is, very low. Very low. What is this? Negatrons. Ooh, that's a fun word. How many points is it worth? Almost 20,000. Not quite. Heptophobia. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Number factory here. Get the grid number as a consumable tile. Well, that sucks. It's just 1 every time. Because I only do 1 grid. It's fine. Continue. And that's the end, right? Yeah, there's our victory. It didn't care that we didn't use tiles. What a silly selection of words. You know, the classic word, 1E34T6789. Okay. Let's go back to the menu here. There's our prizes. We got a otter looking for a friend. Oh, chess pieces have appeared. Lovely. I don't know what that's gonna do, but I guess we'll find out. I assume they can only move on the board like the other chess pieces do, so you could, like, if you get a knight, it would jump to a space that's not directly adjacent to it that moves like knights do. We'll find out when we come back to this some other time, I guess. We still haven't unlocked this. Before we go, what does our otter actually do? I assume they're a chess-themed character. Sam Gambit. Sam loves to make amateur films with their friends. At least those with enough patience for doing take after take after take. Incidentally, that's also how Sam plays chess. Take after take after take. Start a grid, scatters a pawn. Takes give +8 word score. Yeah, I don't know what that means yet, but we'll find out another time. Okay, well, that was fun. This game's weird. I'm curious to see how it's going to run when more of the different kinds of runs start overlapping. Because the first time we had reds and blues, then we were on to the shinies and voids. Now we've done numbers. Next we're on chess pieces. Like, do these actually interact, or is your job basically to try and find the first ones that give you the synergy tiles you need? Because since we're so early, the ability to try and get the synergy tiles for numbers is higher because all of the chess tiles aren't in the board. I don't know. I think we'll find out as we potentially try and do some more of this. I've got a couple of other weird word games that we might play in future weeks, but I might come back and do a second round of this one because Curse Words is pretty interesting.